Political Roundtable with UB. Like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments.
Some words of wisdom.
Some copycats are saying in the gallery.
They agree.
They share the same sentiment. Please, keep your own resolution to yourself. Don't copy.
So let's now begin what's trending properly in Niger State, with communities there feeling shock, feeling anger and fear at the news of another brutal mass killing of scores of people on Saturday after armed terrorists attacked the Kasuwan Daji market in the Borgu local government area. Now, in a statement, Niger State Police spokesperson Waziu Abiodun revealed that terrorists swarmed the market, set it on fire, shot at random, and abducted an unspecified number of people. Now, he also revealed that a security team has visited the scene and that they're working on rescuing kidnapped victims. And that being said, it's still concerning that it's now not so clear how many people were abducted. Questions have also been raised about how the attack itself took place at 4:30 p.m., yet the police stated that they only received information about it 5 hours later, which was 9 on the same day. But quickly after that, President Bola Tinubu, in a Sunday post on his X profile, announced that he's calling in all the big guns on this attack, directing the Minister of Defense, Chief of Defense, service chiefs, and more to hunt the terrorists down and bring them to justice. So he stated in part, as you see on your tweet, on your screen, that these terrorists have tested the resolve of our country and its people. They must face the full consequences of their criminal actions, no matter who they are or their intent. They must be hunted down. He added that anyone who aids, abets, or enables them will be brought to justice. We must stand together as one and confront these monsters in unison. We must defeat and deny them any sanctuary, and we must reclaim peace for these communities. And then he added, may their souls rest in peace. So we saw some strong words from the president here, but a lot of people on social media have pointed out the fact that the president is not in Nigeria at the moment. Earlier on Sunday, he posted a photo on his X profile with the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, with some saying that, while discussions on world affairs are necessary, the country is clearly facing some serious challenges that require all hands on deck. And I think we have that photo of the two of them together, which had a little bit of controversy. Some people were saying that it was AI generated, but Bayo Onanuga recently debunked that and saying that they just essentially retouched a picture that was taken with their phones. So, Dr. Abati, I'll come to you on this just to analyze the state of, terrorism in Niger State. The president isn't in the country, but he's put out a statement that he stands with the people.
Okay, first, the president's statement, there is a familiar ring to it. The same thing we hear all the time. The president says, people have been kidnapped, there's been violence in some part of the country, and then he gives the security chiefs their marching orders. The truth of the matter is that the challenge is still very real. But what I find in the incident in Niger State is that the report that I read said these were persons, terrorists fleeing from the Sokoto axis, who now went to Niger State to cause havoc in Kasuwan Daji and also in two other villages, Chukama and Shanga. And that they operated for hours on end, and the security agencies were not anywhere to be found to come and help the people. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, about 40 persons were killed in the 3 communities, and women and children, were abducted and in a helpless situation. Now, one, the battle has not ended with terrorists, with bandits. But the curious thing there is that if it is indeed true that those persons who caused havoc in Niger State were fleeing from Sokoto towards Niger, now how come they were not intercepted? Yeah. if the security agencies were up and doing, I think it's foreseeable that with that attack on the Sokoto axis by the United States, looking for terrorists in Nigeria, that the people will naturally, run away to other parts of the country. Now, we didn't have any containment strategy. We didn't have any mechanism to make sure that, those terrorists do not become a threat in other parts of Nigeria. Those are relevant questions in my view. Now, the other thing to realize is that Niger State probably has large landmass, ungoverned spaces, and a lot of ungoverned spaces, would make itself, will be readily available for this kind of havoc. And it is interesting that at this very time is when the Niger State government has now said schools that were shut after the attack on the Papiri students, St. Mary's Catholic primary school and secondary school, now the state has said, all the schools that were shut down should be reopened. And then you have the same incident again in Niger State. So what all of this calls for is greater vigilance, continued vigilance. So without the president even giving marching orders to his security agencies, I mean, this should just be their work, to continue to make this country safe for us. As for the photograph, I was wondering, grok or what, and all of that. But the thing to say about that is, okay, Mr. Ononuga says they needed to, the photographer needed to upgrade the picture because he used his phone and the quality of what he got was not good enough. So he went to grok. Now that AI answered all things with technology. So it was very convenient. So I think that is, explanation is important. However, you recall that when the president was traveling on December 28th, the statement that was issued by Mr. Ononuga simply said he was going to Europe. And that created a lot of confusion that, he will go to Europe and then he will stop over in, I think, Abu Dhabi. That he had been invited by the president of the United Arab Emirates to take part in the Sustainability Week, which, is a regular thing. Okay, but when the statement said Europe, people started speculating, which Europe? Europe is a country of, is a continent of 27 countries. So now I think they felt the pressure to say, he's in France. And he met with the president of Rwanda just to clarify that area. But I think initially, they should just have been transparent enough to say the president will go to France. But I think the pressure is because you, the commentariat of Nigeria, anytime you hear France, you start complaining that the president should relocate. Why is he always going to France and all of that? But, just saying it as it is would have saved us all this embarrassment of a photo opportunity to explain what should have been made clear before now.
Dr. Abati, should we not be worried as well? And ask questions if there's a proclivity for a particular country by the president. Maybe does he love France? You know, when you said that many Nigerians were asking questions around that, around the fact that when they said, the reason why they said Europe was that his frequency to France came on that question. So, and it's fair enough, because if you like France, maybe it might inspire us to also go to France on holiday as well.
I am very cheeky. What
I'm saying is that it's a genuine concern by people, and people would ask questions. And like Dr. Abati said, if they were going to release the information anyway, they should release it. It's just that sometimes this culture of silence and culture of opaqueness, which...
No, they were being rapidly cautious.
Cautiously.
to borrow vice praise this morning.
And as we talk about world leaders meeting, in another development, people around the world have been reacting and wondering what's next for Venezuela. We've been talking about it all morning and all weekend after U.S. President Donald Trump not only launched a series of strikes on the Venezuelan capital, Caracas, on Saturday, but also actually directed the capturing and airlifting of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, and we have the video, out of the country on Saturday. Now, Maduro is behind bars at a Brooklyn detention center in New York and was seen in a number of images over the weekend in handcuffs, even stopping to say Happy New Year in this next clip we'll play for you.
Good night. Happy New Year.
Now, these are some of the images that have really captured the world's attention, including right here in Nigeria. So we have a new video circulating online on Sunday showing a protest reportedly taking place in Abuja by a group identified as Nigeria's Venezuela Solidarity Campaign. Let's watch.
All oppression, them go run away. When people take over.
Viva Venezuela!
Viva!
From the Venezuela Solidarity Campaign in Nigeria, a campaign platform of socialists, trade unions, civil society, youth group, workers from the informal and informal sector. We bring solidarity to the people of the Venezuela working class and the Venezuela working people who are passing through aggression from the United States empire.
I'll take some quick reactions from social media. This first tweet from Chris said, bold stance. But quick question, when did Nigeria become the new HQ for Venezuelan foreign policy? Not mad, just curious how solidarity travels farther than accountability these days, or is this just about vibes, not borders? Another person said, this protest is misplaced. Nigeria faces insecurity, hardship, unemployment, inflation, failing infrastructure. Our energy and activism should focus on fixing problems at home, not protesting foreign issues while Nigeria itself is in crisis. And one last tweet said, LOL, or laughing out loud, what affects or concerns Nigerians the most they won't protest, like the new tax laws, but what doesn't affect them or concern them, you'll see some of them protesting. And Rufai, I'll come to you on this story. I mean, you have all been discussing Venezuela. It's such a big story, but now Nigeria's part of the conversation too, apparently.
But they have a right of protest, and I support their protest, funny enough. I support their protest. Because you have problems with tax laws and everything, does not mean that you are insulated from the international world, and what happens in Venezuela doesn't affect you. It affects you one way or the other. The international world order has been upended, and we're looking at it. And some people are being sentimental about it. So it affects you. This is the beginning of something we don't know where it will end. A president has taken a unilateral action against a nation. The same Trump criticizes Putin for invading Ukraine. What he's done, is it different from what Putin has done? So what we're having is an international world order of brigandage. And it has come to stay. And we live in a very scary world. And Europe is very weak. You can see à la France, Macron, sulking up to Trump. You can see Keir Starmer. When Laurent Kassenberg asked the question, he couldn't see anything. So we must be able to speak. And Ghana has led the way by saying we do not support this. Will Nigeria be able to say that? No, now, we are just having partnership with US and they just gave us an airstrike and all of that, which in turn, as some claim, that has caused the level of insecurity because the people moving up to Niger. But the question is, didn't our security forces do reconnaissance? Where's the information? How do you nip them in the bud? Do you use technology to even tap these people and plan their action? Didn't any intelligence see this coming? That they could kill 30 people? And it's not today President Tinubu keeps saying, okay, the security forces will go after these people. We've heard a lot of that in the past, but nothing happens. It continues. The security has a foothold. We commend them where they do well, when they're able to bust these people, but to a large extent, we see them go ahead and perpetrate their actions. Coming to the president, what do you expect? President Buhari was constantly in the UK. Somebody even boldly told us that his doctor had been there for so many years. President Tinubu has not declared what he's going to do in France, but if you check his flight records, I'm sure he's gone to France more than any country. So you see, Africa is not free. All of our leaders keep going back to their colonial masters. Why have we not built a country where the healthcare system can work? But in fact, let me shock you, our healthcare system used to be so good that the Saudi royal family used to come and get healthcare here.
What year was that?
In the 70s. UCH in Ibadan was voted one of the best hospitals in the Commonwealth. But guess what? We have squandered our riches. So all of a sudden, we are now going on medical tourism abroad, where we used to have hospitals here that were highly competitive. There was a doctor here that came, I think from the Duchess, that was talking to us that time. He said in his time, I think in the 60s or 70s, people used to leave Canada to come and have their children here. This same country had power supply before some places in Ireland. But that same country was a beacon of hope as a ruler. And when we talk about the fact that we want Nigeria to be great, the emergency levels of Nigeria say we are demarketing the country. Just like we are seeing brouhaha. Should they even use phone to take a picture between two presidents in the first place? Abi, was I hearing a
No, it's technology. I mean, the world has evolved.
No, but was there a professional
yes,
sure.
maybe
So
it was
what-
just it was an informal.
An informal. So
yes,
what's
and
the
they thought it
quality?
looked nice.
What's the quality?
Control.
You know, control of an official presidential. I mean, if you know the quality was not good enough and you're going to use AI to alter it, you will have just given a disclaimer that it was spruced up with AI to save all this controversy. You think we're not going to know? And I mean, is the presidential photographer not supposed to have a salary to his work or accompany them to his work?
They do follow them. I think maybe.
And
just
if they were
friendly-
meeting, even if they didn't follow them, couldn't you have gotten an official photographer somewhere down the road in Paris? Then Grok was used to take the was used to spruce up the picture, and we're not giving nota bene in advance. And now we are now reactive. And when people talk, the emergency lovers of Nigeria will say we are demarketing the country. We don't say anything good in the country. In fact, the problem is we love the country too much, and we don't understand how deplorable the country has become over the years because we see potential. People like me think Nigeria can actually be a superpower. You can call me delusional, but that's what I think. That if we get leadership right in the next couple of years, Nigeria can actually be a superpower. That's what people like me think. Call me delusional and everything. I am, let me use my word again, rapidly optimistic about the prospect of this country. Up to the point of a level of, delusion. But when I see that not meeting reality, when I see contestations about tax bills and things like that, when I see presidential picture being spruced up and there's a need to shalaye, when I see all sorts happening, I say this is not the greatness I envisage for my country.
Yeah, and to that point, it's a perfect segue to our next story, which is about politics, with the national leader of the United.
All right. Welcome everybody. How you doing? Please let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, drop a 1 in the chat. Do me a favor. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Thank you. Can you hear me, guys? All right. Hey, my Buber. What's up, mama? How you doing? Welcome. I see you, Eddingtown. How are you doing today? Kingsley, how far? How on a day? My guys, how is everybody? Wale Babayeju, you're welcome, sir. How you doing? Sister Yvette, what's up, mommy? Happy New Year. Today is Monday, and hopefully everybody is back to work. Me, I'm a very jealous person, because since I work in healthcare, while everyone is enjoying at home, I was busy working all through the holidays. So it don't reach well and I'll go back to work. I don't dey play with anybody this time around. Anyway, let's start political roundtable. This is a very short show, and I just want to feel the pulse of the people. I want to know what you think about the upcoming Nigeria election. But I would like to start by examining the thoughts of my people, our community right here at the Real Farm. What are your thoughts? As you can see from our top lane, we just want to examine these 3 candidates. Hey, Sisi, what's up, mommy? How you doing, mama? You're welcome. So we want to examine these folks, Tinubu versus Peter Obi versus Atiku. Who is most desperate to become Nigeria's president in 2027? All right, this is a very short show. Except something comes up, I really don't plan to go beyond 1 hour on this one. And if you are interested in this topic, let's do it sharp, like we say in Nigeria. You can call the number on the screen, +1 512 595 6569. Again, the number to call is +1 512 595 6569. You can call on WhatsApp or you can call me directly if you are in United States. Let's make it snappy. And for those who want to follow me on IG, my IG is very simple. It's just called Uncle Beno 25 at Uncle Beno 25. And I want to shout out to everybody that sent me video clips on Instagram. God bless you. Specifically, I want to thank my lovely sister, Ice Ice. Ice Ice is always updating me, and I love that. That's how you know when people truly got your back. So thank you, Ice Ice, for all you do. Now, let's go back to discussing what we have on our table today. Yes, what we have on our political roundtable. Tinubu versus Peter Obi versus Atiku. Who is most desperate to become Nigeria's president? Please drop your take in the chat. If you can't come in the studio and you can't give me a phone call, just drop it in the chat and I will read your comment. Now, you may be wondering, okay, UB, where is this coming from? Suddenly, you decided you gonna re-examine or revisit this topic. I thought we covered this in 2023. But the reason I'm bringing it back is because I was on my brother One Man Went to Mo channel yesterday. I told you, if you really want to dive into Nigeria politics, you really want to know what's going down in Nigeria politics, you have to watch my brother One Man Went to Mo show. And the fun on the platform is there are so many amazing, eloquent, pragmatic, highly educated brothers and sisters on that panel who actually, if you remove the fact that sometimes it looks like Peter Obi supporters versus Tinubu supporters, if you take that away, you're going to learn so much. I learned a lot yesterday on the show. And one of the topic that we covered, in fact, it's not just a topic, this actually came up during our back and forth. People asked, who is more desperate to become Nigeria's president? Of course, I was on the show as usual as obedient, and I really appreciate the fact that many of the brothers allow me to speak. And in fact, they gave me a lot of time to address issue on the show, and I'm not taking that for granted. So One Man Went to Mo, shout out to you, my brother. Uncle Ola, you did an amazing job. Much respect to you, sir. So after our deliberation yesterday, I just said to myself, okay, this is going to be a very good question to ask our community what they think about these three candidates, because it's looking like we are going to end up with these three candidates vying for the top position in Nigeria once again. The difference this time around is in 2023, the three candidates were running on different political platforms. They were running, representing different political parties, while the current president, President Bola Tinubu, run under the flag of APC, the party he founded. Peter Obi run on the platform of Labour Party, and Atiku Abubakar run on PDP. Of course, we know the outcome of the election. It turns out Bola Tinubu won with over 8 million votes. Atiku Abubakar got about 6.9 million votes, and Peter Obi got 6.1 votes. But since then, there has been several controversies why the obedience movement believed the election was rigged, because we actually went to court. The PDP also believed the election was rigged, and the Tinubu Jagaban supporters believed there was no rigging. Tinubu won outright. So after the election, we went to the tribunal, and the tribunal upheld the election. My take was very, very simple. Like I said then, I'm still going to say it right now. There is no perfect election anywhere all over the world. Yeah, some election might have the semblance of perfection, but yet there is no perfect election. However, We know that in some part of the world, they have such organized electoral system that at least eliminated the chances of a candidate ringing the election to a larger extent. For instance, here in the United States, United States is viewed as the beacon of democracy, but we all know what went down in the last presidential election between President Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Now, why we cannot say the election was rigged, but we knew some things went down that was kind of strange. For instance, the last election was the first election where a billionaire will actually claim to motivate their base by doing some sort of giveaway, which was like maybe $1 million every day or something. I know a billionaire, a very prominent figure in the United States, did that during the last election. And it seems that actually influenced the outcome of the election. I'm saying that to say that there is no perfect election anyway. Now, having said all of that, let's come to the reason we are here today. I just need you to drop it in the chat or give me a call at +512 595 6569. Who do you think is more desperate among these candidates? Now, let me give you some background to what we got going on here. Just give me a second. I'll be right back.
You are watching Political Roundtable with UB. Like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comments.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Please, if you haven't hit the like button, kindly hit the like. I am streaming to 2 platforms right now. I have the vertical format ongoing, where we have the most of the viewers, and also I have our regular channel, which is the landscape version, also going, and we have like 20 people or 18 watching over there. So please do me a favor, hit the like. I'm looking at the like right now. It's not encouraging, and that means some people will not be going to Bora Bora with us. If you haven't hit the like, you are not going to Bora Bora. We'll just go to Bora Bora without you. My baby girl Abby in the building. Abby, what's up? How you doing, mommy? You're welcome. Sisi, I see Sisi is really interested in Nigeria politics this time around. But I say it be. You cannot be our wife and not be interested in our politics. So Sisi, you're welcome. You're welcome to fight for the country of your future. All right. I see you, Mr. Ola. You are welcome, sir. How are you doing today? Okay. John Paul, how you doing? You welcome, my brother. All right, let me quickly give you some background so we can at least know what we're talking about. So, who is the most desperate among these 3 potential candidates? I think the question of desperation came up because recently, specifically on December 5, 2025, Peter Obi said he is not a desperate candidate. He stated categorically, and I think people took him out of context. But if he's desperate or not, we're gonna find out on this show. I have polls running right now. Whichever format you are watching, there is a poll on the channel, and the question on the poll is very simple. So please cast your vote, because at the end of the day, your vote will determine the outcome of this show. Who is most desperate to become Nigeria president in 2027? That is the poll, and the poll is running right now. I look at the poll from the regular post. We have like 9 votes there, and 44% say Atiku, 22% say Peter Obi, and 33% said Tinubu. Also checking the verticals, we have 32 votes already. 34% also said Atiku, 25% said Peter Obi, and 41% said Tinubu is the most desperate of them all. Now, I'll give you the final result at the end of the show. So, what's going on with these folks? Let's start with the current president, President Bola Tinubu. So, critics often point to his pre-election declaration that it's my turn, which in our Yoruba parlance, we will say, Emilo kan. That's a very powerful statement in case you don't know. When a Yoruba man tells you, Emilo kan, it's my turn, it comes with a sense of entitlement, a sense of ownership. That statement is a very powerful statement. I know Tinubu supporters will not agree with me, but that statement, if that statement was coming from someone else that wasn't president, can you guys still hear me? I don't know what happened to my camera, but let me know if you can still hear me so I can sort this out. Please, if you can hear me, drop a 1. I don't know what happened to my camera. I can't see myself, but I know I'm still in the studio. Can you hear me, guys? Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So, the statement by President Bola Tinubu in 2023 when he was gonna... No, I think he made that statement towards... he made that statement in 2023. When he said Emilo kan, that is a powerful statement. That is a statement of entitlement. It's a statement of authority. It's a statement of, you guys owe me. You owe me. I have served all of you. I have done my best. I have supported everybody. Now it's my turn. And he said that, in fact, he mocked the late President Muhammadu Buhari in that statement. He said, Ibu Buhari, if not for me, Buhari cannot be president. I remember he contested, he lost, and he was crying on TV. Oh, Sukulori television. We all remember that statement, right? So, and that is one thing people have heard against him, especially the obedient and the articulate. They felt like he hijacked the electoral process because he felt that Nigeria owes him that title of president. And this actually affected his campaign. And if you can remember, if you can still recall some of the things that went down, the president actually ran without any tangible manifesto. I'm sorry. His manifesto came way, way, way later. And I also remember at the time the election was ongoing, President Tinubu declined so many debates. There was no presidential debate. I think Peter Obi and maybe Atiku, I don't know, but we do not have any presidential debate because Tinubu declined. He never took part in any debate between himself and his opponent. Anyway, for whatever reason, I still believe it's because Baba felt it's my turn. You guys should give this to me. So, to suggest a sense of entitlement or intense, long-held ambition to reach the presidency. That's why he made the statement. His opponent accused him, his campaign, of having an all-cost approach to winning the election, leveraging the incumbent party structure and alleged electoral malpractices. His supporters, however, would likely view his actions as culmination of a strategic, lifelong political career, and they believe in his vision for Nigeria. Now, to his credit, he came in and he started turning things around. You know, like I said, Tinubu came with a lot of reforms, which it would have been very, very difficult for any other president to at least implement some of those reforms he came up with. But yet, he forged ahead because he believed he can deliver the dividends of democracy to the people of Nigeria. Now, let's talk about Peter Obi. Yeah, that's my candidate anyway. Make no verse. Until I hope he's not going to disappoint me this time, because I've said this. I said it on my brother one man show yesterday. If Peter Obi going to ADC, if the intention is for him to become vice president to Atiku Abubakar, I think I'm done. Yeah, I think I'm done. That is where my support for him ends. Okay, let's make it make sense. Shout out to my lovely sister, Sister Natu. Sister Natu, you are still doing politics with me here. Natu, we go fight. You know where you're supposed to be now, my sister. Anyway, let's continue. So Peter Obi, the obedience movement behind Obi was largely driven by a strong desire for systemic change and a rejection of the established political structure. I've said this countless times, but people really can't get it, especially people from the opposition party. I said that the vast majority of us who are obedient, we just want change. We desire change. We want to move away from the establishment. I've said this severally. We were not forced, we were not cajoled, we were not bribed. Nobody is paying us to support Peter Obi. We just felt we want change, we want growth, we want development in Nigeria. We want things to change from the status quo. That is why we believe in the candidacy of Peter Obi and we rally our support behind him. Now you are free to reject that position, but I do believe this is the main reason a lot of people supported Peter Obi, all right? So let's keep going. While his supporters see his continued political engagement as driven by a genuine concern for Nigeria progress and the desire to implement sound economic policies, opponents accuse him of political restlessness and an inability to accept the 2023 elections results. Obi himself has stated, "I'm not desperate to be president of Nigeria. I'm desperate to see Nigeria work." All right. At this point, if you are an obedient and you still believe Peter Obi can bring about changes, please drop a 1 in the chat. Just do me that favor. Drop a 1 in the chat. If you still believe, yes, Peter Obi can actually make Nigeria work, drop a 1 in the chat. Now, lastly, let's examine Atiku Abubakar. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ask me, I will say Atiku Abubakar is the Methuselah of Nigeria politics. Seriously, if you ask me, I'm going to say Atiku Abubakar is the Methuselah of Nigerian politics. This man has been running, contesting for president forever. And in fact, that's why I say one man show was so interesting yesterday. Somebody actually ran down his attempt. I think Uncle Ola did that. Uncle Ola was like, Atiku has been contesting and stepping down for people all the way back to, I think, is it 2000 and, no, all the way back to 1997 or something. So, but that's by the way. Atiku Abubakar is the Methuselah of Nigeria presidential campaign and ambition. As long-standing political figure and former vice president who has contested the presidency multiple times, some view his repeated bids as a sign of an insatiable or persistent ambition. Accusations of internal party maneuvering and the recent formation of new political alliances are sometimes framed as acts of desperation to secure a pathway to the presidency. Conversely, his associates and supporters argue that his actions are driven by a commitment to a better, secure, and prosperous country, and a deep understanding of Nigerian politics. So ultimately, each candidate action are interpreted by different political factions through the lens of either national interest or personal ambition, making the question of who is most desperate a subjective and ongoing point of debate in Nigeria politics. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking by my side. Now, let's go into what my viewers are thinking. All right, I'm coming to the chat right now. Let me see what my people are saying in the chat. So the question is, who is more desperate? Who? Wale Babayeun said, but Tinubu is already president now. Yes, we are talking about 2027, my brother. He's already the president, but with everything going on in Tinubu's camp and how Tinubu, because for me, I think Tinubu started putting plan to become president in 2027 on the very day he was sworn in 2023. That's my thought anyway. So let's move on. Next comment. Precious, that is Luke. Luke said, 2026 is not decisive year for Nigeria politics. I agree with you, my brother. Eddington said, Nigeria can be great, but not with these irresponsible leaders. Eddie, I owe you one bottle. All right. Let me see. Sister Yvette said, UB, I'm retired and traveling. Oh, Happy New Year, everyone. Oh, congratulations, Sister Yvette. Congratulations. So you are not going back to work, Sister Yvette. Well, that's good. I envy you. I want to be like you when I grow up. All right. Okay. Look, I welcome you now. Look, come on. Stop, bro. Okay, let me see. Mr. Allah saying, the title of most desperate goes to Atiku and then Obi. Mr. Allah, the title goes to Atiku and then Obi. We'll see about that, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah, Sister Yvette agree with me. She said, no perfect election in any part of the world. Absolutely. As Yvette said, a lot of things went down in USA past presidential election. We know. We saw it, my sister. We know. All right, Sister Yvette said, Atiku is the most desperate, okay? And, let me also share the link. I think I see Uncle Dayo somewhere. I don't know. Anybody want to come in through the link? That's the link. If you want to call, please call our number. Oh, Abby say, Uncle Bear, it's you not going to Bora Bora. You lie. There is no way you guys can kick me out of that Bora Bora trip. I'm going. Solomon said, Tinubu is the most desperate. Mr. Allah said, Atiku times 9. And my lovely Natu said, Atiku 100 times. Wow. Uji said Atiku. All right, let's see. Who else is voting? I don't see too many votes again. Okay. Uncle Dayo. Okay, Uncle Dayo was replying to, I think, Luke. Uncle Dayo said, yes, in a democratic setting, it allows the candidate to intimate the people of their plans and programs for the country if they are elected as president. Oh, okay, I think Uncle Dayo was referring to the debate because Tinubu never debate to man or lie. Then Mr. La said, Peter Obi is another desperate Buhari. Yeah, I really don't believe that Peter Obi is not desperate. I think Peter Obi is just playing this gentleman game. He wanted it. but he want to give Nigeria the angelic impression that, look, whether not give me or not give me, I'm okay. Which, even though I'm a supporter, but I think I know what my principal is doing to some extent. Peanut, how are you doing, my lovely sister? You're welcome. Okay, Sunday, Omoleke said, I don't think any of these guys can fix Nigeria. In fact, let me start that because I have that same impression though. All right. I got my people in the building. Uncle Dayo, my co-host, is here. And then Amoteku, is that Uncle Ola? Let me start with Amoteku. I don't know the name, but how are you doing?
Uncle Beno.
Egmo?
Uncle Beno.
Uncle Ola, how are you doing,
Yes,
sir?
I did when I put me. You know, as I just came back from how I do my mechanic, my car mechanic this morning, I just see your show. I say, may I just show my face before I run away.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. God bless you, sir. I really appreciate you having me yesterday. You and all my brothers. I learned a lot yesterday. Oh, thank you.
You know, I didn't know where I come from because I live in a book sleep. So
that conversation lasted forever. Some people wake up and join us on the conversation.
No, that's where they be now. Sometimes we did like that till 5 a.m. At least in North American time.
Right. So Uncle Ola, this show, I actually got the inspiration to do this show from the show you anchored yesterday. You know, I think at the point yesterday, our deliberation covered this topic of desperation, and I think we dive into it briefly, and that's when I was like, oh, let me actually ask my community who they think is most desperate among these three candidates. What are your thoughts, sir?
No, you know my thought already that when it comes to desperation, it has always been Atiku. So because the guy does not care, you know. Okay, look at it this way: you were going to become the executive governor of Adamawa, and Obasanjo came and pulled you. I said, please come and be my vice president, and then Obasanjo was trying to groom him to become the president. This guy could not wait. Immediately he got to that place. Okay, it's possible. Okay, you'll be in charge of administration. Let me be in charge of people. And Obasanjo started traveling. But you know what this guy was doing? You know, under him, the governors managed to form a governor forum. You know, he managed to coordinate National Assembly to the extent that they wanted to impeach Obasanjo. You know, so so you know, Obasanjo made accusations, said for the first time in the history of Nigeria, Atiku was the one that introduced paying the legislator to perform their duty.
Oh my God!
So all those impeachments and removal of Senate president that were ongoing that time, you understand, it was that the consequences as a result of the consequences of what Atiku tried to do. To the extent that we heard the rumor that Obasanjo prostrated to Atiku for him to even do the second time. So that's one. Now in 2007, right? You know, Obasanjo went into that Yaradua SDN. You know, the political structure that the senior Yaradua built. You know, so he was trying to do everything. He was not even looking at the party. That was why our Obasanjo was desperate to bring Umaru out of that place to say, okay, let's see whether the younger brother to the person that funded SDN will be the one that will defeat you, or maybe you'll be able to defeat. You know. So, but what happened? He ran away, and Tinubu accepted him under his own platform. Then that left. Now in 2011, this guy too ran against Jonathan. In fact, he got to a stage, he got angry, he started swearing, started making threats. So that threat was in the public, it's in the public space. You know. So then again, what happened in 2015? 2014, 2015, he tried again. What happened in 2019? He tried again. What happened in 2023? He tried again. The question now only him. You understand? So see, go and look at since the time of SDP, NRC. You understand? This guy has been making attempts. You understand? So when you look at him, you understand, and you won't see where he even supported someone to really become president or whatever. You understand? It has always been about him. You went to the extent, the party, PDP, that will happen to be one of the founding fathers, you never mind destroying that party just for your selfish ambition. So those are the indicators that will point to a very desperate person, you know. So maybe it's more about still telling him that he become president. So I think he's carrying that the forecast from the spiritualist. So he's still trying. So and ADC, like I say, unapologetically, SDC is the party for Atiku and for Atiku to realize his ambition, nothing more than that. Whatever they are doing now to Obi or whatever is secure until they finish the primary and I see that Obi emerge as the flag bearer, and I will say, okay, then I will start looking at, okay, what else do they want to do? Are they hiding under something again? You understand? Because as far as I'm concerned now, this guy, Atiku, is the most desperate. Desperate.
So, Uncle, you never considered the fact that Atiku may probably be thinking of becoming the biggest political godfather in Nigeria by letting go his presidential ambition and then support Peter Obi. So when Peter Obi wins the election, he can now be in charge of controlling him behind the scene. You don't think that's a possibility?
No, I think a person like Atiku understands power. So you understand power, you understand those people that can use that power properly, you know. You will see something with Atiku, you understand. He was able to threaten Jonathan. Although I agree that Tinubu is his friend, but he knows he cannot threaten Tinubu because they know both are politicians. So you understand. At least if he hasn't learned anything now, he must have learned from Obasanjo. You understand? He dare Obasanjo, and is he carrying the consequences of trying to move against Obasanjo today? So to me, a person like Atiku, he does not care. It is only me and me. Because if you want to see it, you understand. Okay, you can say, okay, these are the political son of Obasanjo. You can see the political son of Tinubu. Who are the political son of Atiku? Even Goodluck Jonathan. You can see some governors that I say, honest, all appreciation to Goodluck Jonathan that Jonathan happened to be the one that brought them into politics and sustained their political ambition. So, what can we say the same of Atiku? I don't know. I want to be enlightened.
Of course, we can't. We can't.
So that's the challenge we have with him. So to me, it's very desperate.
Okay, I'm convinced with your explanation, sir. But let me just pick your brain one last time before I move to Uncle Dayo. Kwakwaso, I saw a video of Kwakwaso. If you look at my screen right now, you will see him in the middle right there. He was speaking Hausa. I don't understand Hausa language, but I think over 10 people have interpreted what he said. They say he actually said he's willing and ready to become Peter Obi vice president for 2027 election. Did you see that video, sir?
I didn't see it, but I've heard people mention things like that. So yeah, see, the dynamics will change if Atiku, one way or the other, whatever way, they are able to step Atiku sideways and put Obi and Kwakwaso there. So that would be different dynamics entirely. How it works out is another thing.
Yeah.
So, but to me, we need to wait and see. We need to wait and see.
Okay. So your final verdict is Atiku is the most desperate of the three potential candidates.
In the history since I've understood what they call politics in Nigeria, he has always the most desperate politician. Nobody can rival him when it comes to that. So the desperation of Obi, why I think Obi is desperate is that Obi is not because I'm a Southerner and my sentiment, I will just echo my sentiment. So when people say people are tribal, yeah, I'm one of the tribal people, but I keep telling people that there's nothing wrong with being tribal. It depends on how. Yep. As a Christian, you can call me a tribal. As a Yoruba person, you can call me a tribal. As a Southern person, you say you can call me a tribal person. Let me tell you one thing: if three Southerners are contesting together, except when I have favorite like the like of a late Dr. Dora Queenie and the current our elegant Noi, that's in Goso Oduwela, and where I know Southeastern people they don't like this Anambra State governor. What's the name of Soludo? Those guys are the people. They are my heroes. So except you have all those one, and we have one Jaja with Yoruba person contesting. I will always support those guys. I will always support Yoruba. If that Yoruba is not efficient, it's not competent, then I will go for one of those. So I will always support Southerner, whether Igbo or Ijaw or Southern people before any Northerner. Because even in the priority of Northerner, I will go for a person from Jos, from Benue, from all those areas. But once you mention Fulani, by antenna like this, you understand? It's racist to infinity. Because anything Fulani, I will tell you, I don't even want to hear. If I'm a dead man, if you mention Fulani to become a Nigerian president, I will wake up. You understand?
Is it that bad, sir?
See, no, they've always had this agenda. See, while we're growing up, they will be saying some people wanted to, understand, wanted to Islamize Nigeria, Fulanize Nigeria. Those people say it's a lie. It has never happened. Because we don't study history. You see many countries in the world, they were Christian country and they became an Islamic country. Turkey is a living one that we can see today. Yeah. So because of all those lack of tolerance for others, for diversity, anybody that cannot tolerate diversity, I don't want to side with you no matter what. Even if it is the great grandfather that did that, as long as you have that history of intolerance for diversity, I don't want to. Because I don't want to come back to this world maybe in like 1,000 years and I find out that there's no Yoruba man in danger because some Fulani, some group of Fulani genocided Yoruba, or maybe they replace Yoruba. I don't want to come that. So I cherish my diversity and my indigenous background. So that's the point. I will never, understand? I will never vote a Fulani man. Any Fulani that is a friend, please apology. So I can tell you, even if you are my friend and you are Fulani, I will not vote you. You understand? I will not vote you. That's just my own.
That's understandable. Thank you for hanging out with me today, sir. I really appreciate your input. Please, man, let me give Uncle Ola his flowers. Uncle Ola is one of the powerful voice you hear on YouTube when it comes to Nigeria politics. I love listening to him because, like I said, it doesn't matter whether on the platform you have Tinubu supporters or you have Peter Obi supporters. For me, I'm more about information, about knowledge. I just want to learn, We can talk from now to tomorrow. It won't change anything if the people don't vote. So, but maybe if we can just listen to other people's point of view, we can begin to see the difference in these candidates. Like yesterday now, I heard a lot of things that actually make me like Tinubu to some extent, even though I'm still not in support of Tinubu. But I get to learn more about what Tinubu was doing by listening on yesterday's show. So, Uncle Ola, thank you very, very much for coming. I really appreciate you, sir.
You're welcome, Baba.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. Uncle Dio in the building. Uncle Dio, I've missed you. We not see your break. See the celebration.
Sorry, Uncle Bernard, New Year celebration, and that's always take a toll on us. A lot of things, church activities and all, families and friends. So
I know.
But thank God it's all over now.
Oh, it's not over. Our celebration continue. Me, I celebrate every day anyway. The only thing is that I'm happy that all these people that do office work, that they don't go work since they will finally go back to work. People like Abby, like CC, all the sisters and brothers, we be say these guys they have like 2 weeks break straight. I work Christmas, I work New Year, I work throughout the whole festive period. So now I'm happy that they are going back to work. Anyway, Uncle Dio, let's talk about our Nigerian desperado. Welcome, Uncle Patrick. We are glad to have you, sir. Uncle Patrick is still greeting his daughters. Okay, now. So, Uncle Dio, desperados. Peter Obi, Tinubu, Atiku. Who do you think is most desperate to become Nigeria's president in 2027?
Thank you very much, Uncle Bernard. I'm going to divide it into 2 segments. Number 1, I want to make a shout out to Uncle Ola. He has been a wonderful uncle and he has been doing a wonderful job. Shout out to you, sir. I really appreciate your shoes. Now, I really like what Uncle Ola said about how Atiku has been very, very desperate. That one is on the long term. Atiku has been desperate over the long term, which is okay because since 2007 or so, or 2009, he has been there in the picture. Yeah. And I've always been consistently trying to become president of Nigeria and all. However, when we talk about short term, the most desperate of them all has been Tinubu by my own record, and I will tell you why, sir. If you notice, somebody that just won an election, and immediately he enters, he's already planning for the second term. And he has been doing it consistent. In fact, Tinubu is planning more for his second term compared to how he's putting effort into running the country as the president. 70% of his own energy as president of Nigeria is to secure himself for a second term, while he uses the remaining 30% to run the affairs of the country. So, to me, he's the most desperate because he's looking at every possibility, every loopholes, every boxes have to be ticked, every I's have to be dotted and all. He's doing everything that was why he now even made it almost like a one-party state. Almost all the governors are now for him. All these are moves that he personally planned and executed to secure his second bidding. So to me, he's the most desperate. Yes, Atiku is desperate over the long term and is still consistently desperate. Obi, as you said, if you don't have desperation, you can never become a president of a country. It's that desperation that will make you to wake up every day, that will make you to keep on pushing, even though everything is working against you. Obi was at a party that was not really pulling his weight. He left the party, looked for another party, joined the party, make consensus here, make agreements there, trying to maneuver his way, see to achieve that purpose of becoming the president of the country. So all of them are desperate, but if you ask me, the most desperate out of them, as for this short term, about this election of 2027, I believe it is Tinubu, because it's the most desperate out of them all. They have done everything possible, and they're still doing everything possible to make sure that they gain the ticket for a second term.
So, Bami, trust Bami.
See, in a matter of trust, you can see the desperation written all over him. He doesn't rest. Every political highlight, every political force, the one that he could not win over, he made them permanent enemies. And the one that he could win over, he lobbied them and won them all over. So he's making a lot of desperation, and a lot of desperate move strategically.
Yeah.
To secure himself again for the second time.
I think Tinubu will go down history as the first Nigerian president who started working for his second time in office. Immediately, he was sworn in. But
exactly.
when it comes to desperation, though, I think it's between him and Atiku. But like Uncle Ola said, Atiku never give up. It's like Atiku ambition, I don't know. It's looking like a do or die thing, no. So I get what you're saying, that Tinubu appears to be the most desperate, but Atiku, Egbon. Okay.
Uncle Ben.
Yes, sir.
Atiku as a person knows that after this year, after this 2027, he may not be able to contend again. So it's all out to see this as his last ticket, as his last chance to be Nigerian president. Because if he doesn't win it this time around, I don't see him coming back in 2031. I don't think that will work out for him.
He can't win. That is what I still don't understand. He can't win. And the fact that Atiku can't win, if he has good political strategies, they will have told him, you don't stand a chance. Right now, the Hausas are trying to break away from the Fulanis. You know, the Fulani and Hausas, they used to vote together, right? They used to go on the same direction. But I'm beginning to see a lot of northern youth, mostly Hausas, kicking against Fulanis, which tells me that Hausas may likely not vote for him. A good political strategy or advisor would have told him, sir, don't waste money. And that's why I still have the feeling that it seems what he wants to do is to become political godfather to Peter Obi. Because if he really agrees that, if he accepted the fact that he cannot win Tinubu in the forthcoming election, then he would have realized the only person who can actually give President Tinubu a run for his money would be no other person than Peter Obi. And how else do you consolidate power than having somebody you supported winning the presidency? So that way you can have a seat at the table. So I don't get it. Maybe I'll be paying more attention to his plan now. I don't know. All his attack dogs, they've all left him. All Atiku attack dogs, people like Reno, all the Tambua, all the people that were eating his money. I think maybe only Dino Menaye is the only one that is still standing with him now. Every other guys have left. They are all singing Tinubu praises. Unless those guys will be Tinubu later in order to come back, because I don't know, because I'm saying this when Reno or Mokri all of a sudden stopped attacking Tinubu and started praising Tinubu, something tells me maybe they are trying to play Tinubu game. You know, when they were running in 2023, one of these northern rep, or I think it was from APC then, I saw that video at the time. The guy said, Tinubu have people in PDP working for APC. It sounds like a joke.
Yes, I remember.
You saw the video? Okay. Until we finally saw Wike pull his cards. And then it beginning to make sense. And then as soon as Tinubu won, we now begin to see people who are actually PDP supporters, who are now singing, on your mandate, we shall stand. So when Reno, out of the blues, begin to sing Tinubu praises, if you consider the level of attack Reno launched against Tinubu, I can never understand how he moved away from Atiku and suddenly he become Tinubu praise singer. So maybe they are playing Tinubu game. Maybe, I'm just saying anyway. But I got to go. Let me hear from Luke real quick. Luke, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Luke. How is Nigeria? Are you also joining Wiki? Because I don't even know. I saw a couple of videos of Wike. Wike is doing local government tour. Something is wrong in River State anyway. But I was going to ask you, look, you two, shall you they follow Wike, they sing Ejemba, 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 Ejemba.
Abalagada. We thank God for Wike, sir.
Anyway, talk to me, look, who do you think is the most desperate among these three candidates?
Okay, Uncle Dario has said most of all, even Kola, though I was not around when they were talking. I left when Kola was speaking. I want to say this. There's no politician in Nigeria that's not desperate. All politicians are desperate. Because once you have tasted power, you will want to go back again. But desperation has its measures. According to what Kudayo said, to me, I will still give it to Atiku. Atiku is the most desperate. You see, in my state, there's one guy they called Ogbori in my state. The guy has been contesting since Ibori was governor. If not Ibori to contest, he lost. Since then, he has been contesting for governor. People are saying they are bribing him allegedly. He will lose, but he's still contesting. Even till now, he wants to see contest. He's in APC now. He has changed parties up and down. He's still losing. That's how Atiku used to me. That's desperation for me. You see, and to me, the second person, I will give it to, I don't want to be biased here, I will give it to Tinubu. Tinubu is desperate. Tinubu is is desperation. That what you said about Emilio, Tinubu is number one. I beg. Tinubu carries that desperation. Tinubu is showing it very well. He wants to go that second term. That is cap. That is infinity cap. Says it all. Before I heard about that cap, when they wrote number 8, before I knew the meaning of that number 8, it was not easy. Tinubu has been planning for his re-election since 2023 when he entered, as you said earlier. I think Tinubu is desperate. And Obi is the last person. And I want to say it again that there is no position is not desperate. Tinubu is trying to take River State. I think he has taken his shots. The River State, he wants to take it. And he has given somebody there this position, this Nigeria Austrian stuff, this Magnus Abbey. He has given him to be the chairman of that position now. I think Tinubu is trying to buy that vote. To me, it's only God that can stop Tinubu, because if you don't give it, it's only Obi. To me, it's only Obi that can go hand in hand with Tinubu, and people must back him. People must back Obi. I don't see even Kwankwaso self. Kwankwaso is about decamping to ADC, and he said he must be president or vice. He must be president or vice to anybody. And if Atiku does not step aside for Kwankwaso, I don't think ADC we allow Obi or Kwankwaso to be president, flag bearer. So I think this election next year is not going to be easy. And you said something about traitor when you said people they are singing Tinubu's praises. People that sang his people that were insulting him before, like Reno Mokri, they are now singing his praises. Over 30 governors now have followed Tinubu to APC. To me, I think there's an ulterior motive there. Before these people are packing there to APC, I don't think they are full support of Tinubu. I don't think so. I don't think they are in full support of him. I think most of them are just there to see what is happening. And when the real election starts, they will pull out. If allegedly they might pull out, they might pull out. Because I don't see all of them supporting him. Because people packing him to sing your praises now, and are doing bad things and singing your praises. When the real time comes, they will not sing it. You don't trust anybody. But I see Tinubu doing it or giving his all. He does not care what happens to anybody. He wants it. He's desperate. He wants it. He wants it all. He does not care like Buhari did the last time. Late Buhari did the last time, 2015. No, Tinubu wants it all. He does not care what happens to anybody. It's like a pig. Sorry to say, it's like a pig that wants to place dirty. And to me, it's only Atiku that can play dirty with him. And if Atiku is not in power, he can't play dirty. Tinubu will use both federal power and everything to take back the power next year. It's only God that can help Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Luke. I really appreciate your take. But basically, thank you, Luke. We'll talk later, bro. Uncle Dayo and I will wrap up together. Basically, I'm having the feeling that Tinubu himself is in trouble, and I will explain. Shout out to Samuel Adepoju. How you doing? Samuel say Tinubu is desperate, but Atiku is desperate, but Tinubu is working for the second time. All right, thank you very much for that. Now, I can say something about Tinubu, Uncle Daya. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but this is just my take. I think Tinubu is swimming with his enemies. At this point, with all these governors that are saying, hey, Tinubu, I don't know what Tinubu end game is, but many of these governors that are moving to APC, these are Tinubu enemies. Let's call it what it is. An Igbo governor that is coming to say, I'm joining APC, is Tinubu. They are lying to you, Baba. A northern governor who cross-carpeted to APC, they are lying to you, but they don't like you. They don't. So I'm foreseeing a situation whereby APC might implode very, very soon. All these folks that are singing, your mandate, won't parrot new. They are not loyal to nobody. So for those who are thinking, Tinubu already got this under lock and key. Think twice, think twice. Some of these guys that actually moved to APC, they went to APC for protection. Because they know, even when someone said it, when you come to APC, your sins are forgiven. So, Uncle Dayo, that's just, I'm just thinking they could be betrayer in APC. What are your thoughts about that, sir?
Uncle Beno, I could remember some months back. I think we had a discussion around this, and I said that I can see APC imploding. It's a matter of time because of this influx of different people into the party because of protection and whatever reason they have. I saw something ahead, and I know that eventually it's going to happen. And that is what I must sound a note of warning here. Tinubu is so smart that he too will know that all of these people that are just rushing to APC, it's not as if they're like truly in support of him. Some of them are just there for them to get whatever they could get, and some of them are just there for whatever political reason or motive that they have. So he too will be treading with caution. He will not trust all of them like that. That's number one. Number two is that Tinubu himself knows that a game of politics, you will be in bed with your friends and with your enemy as well. That's what politics is all about. You must be in the same bed with your friends and with your so-called enemies, just because of your common interests. And no matter what it is, all of you are not there because you like each other. You are there because of your common interest or because of your personal interest. So far your personal interest allies, you will lie in the same bed together. That's just the way it is. So, but for this end game that we are talking about, Uncle Beno,
yeah,
I think this year, 2026, is going to show a lot of revelations as per who is who and what is what. You said something earlier on about Reno, and you said that maybe they are playing the same game that Tinubu played. I think there are only two reasons why that may occur. And Tinubu, I've seen it like, if you notice something about him, Tinubu did not appoint Reno into one of his inner cabinet. He gave him an outside job, an ambassadorial job. You cannot bring an enemy so close to you to be able to spy on you. But at least give him something to keep him at arm's length. That's what he did as per Reno. That's what he did for most of these people that he does not really trust. But the people that he trusts, he bring them into his own inner cabinet. But the one that he doesn't trust, he just give them position and post in a way that they could not really affect his government as they would have loved to. So I think the man is smart enough to know that not everybody that is hailing him now really loves him. So and I like the way he's playing them. He's doing it strategically. That's why he's a master planner and master strategist. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to see how this will play out. We'll continue to follow development in politics. Thank you, everybody, for being here with us today. Shout out to my lovely sister, Oyin, the latecomer. No bora bora for you, man. And I see Sister Yikus. Sister Yiku is a latecomer too. No bora bora. But I'm just kidding. I know Una don't resume work today, so I'm not expecting many of my sisters or brothers to show up anyway. And I'm happy that you people finally resume work. Una just they do fagi, do enjoyment, while the rest of us, we are working. Good though. In fact, I'm thinking of how to even come up for this healthcare now. Ma do what everybody they do. So that myself, I'll feel they go bora bora like my sisters. Anyway, you welcome everybody. Thank you for being part of today's show. So the final verdict, let me see, from our votes. We asked the question, who is the most desperate among these candidates, potential candidates? So who is the most desperate to become Nigeria president in 2027? 93 votes came in from our vertical live, and 47% said Tinubu is the most desperate. 47, a whooping 47%. Okudayo.
Yes, Uncle Beno, can you see that I was right? On the short term, Tinubu is the most desperate, but we are talking about long term. Atiku has it. But on this short term, in the last 4 or 5 years, Tinubu is the most desperate. No doubt about that. No doubt about that.
So our poll, to some extent, is a reflection of what the society think of Tinubu. But real fam, the one I just showed you is the vote from the vertical live, which is usually the most viewed live stream. But when it comes to real fam, let me see what real fam outcome says. Real fam vote. Let's see. Real fam, make una no for my hand or else no Don Pedro. Oh no, it's still showing the same. Let me change it. I screenshot real fam answer. All right, it's here. Kilo D. Okay, so that is the result from real fam. Real fam vote, we have 22 votes from real fam, and 36% said Atiku, 32% said Peter Obi, and 32% said Tinubu. So real fam think Atiku is the most desperate. Uncle Dayo, where are we?
Uncle Beno, the truth of the matter is that it's like a matter of perception, okay? Wherever you are looking at it from, you can see it from that side. But even though if you combine all these votes together as one, you and I know that it's still Tinubu that will be the most popular person that win this verdict. However, I'm not going to undermine what Refam has voted. They have just shown that Atiku, in a way, has a way of always consistently coming back. Now, that brings me to my fear. I don't see an Atiku doing all these things only because he wants to become a power broker or a kingmaker or to be a vice president to anybody. No, that's why I'm so scared about this ADC alliance for PO, because at the end of the day, PO may have to jump out of that party at the last minute to another party, and that becomes a very, very delicate game. Let's wait and see.
I don't think PO is going anywhere. Look, if PO have not realized the mistake he made by moving to the ADC, and then I don't think he knows what he's doing. Because PO should know that his followers are following him because they want him to be president. If he goes to ADC without having that guarantee that they were going to give him the presidential ticket, P.O. already disappoint me, to be frank. If he now leaves, if P.O. now leaves ADC after the primary, let's say they have the primary and Atiku emerge the candidate, and then he now says he's moving to another party, do you know what I will tell you? I will simply conclude that P.O. is working for Tinubu. That will simply mean from the get-go, P.O. has been working with Tinubu. That's what I will conclude. He cannot go anywhere. Yes, sir. It doesn't make no sense. No. It doesn't make no sense. Look, if P.O. had stayed on his own without joining the ADC, if he knew they were not going to give him the presidential ticket, and he said, well, since Labour Party has disappointed me, I think I will sit this one out. We are going to worship him forever for what he has achieved in the last election. But if he opens his eyes and publicly declare that he's now a member of ADC, thinking he's going to go into primary election against Uncle Dayo, you don't get this where I talk, so.
I'm getting you, sir.
P.O. don't stand a chance in primary against the line of Atiku.
Exactly.
Not now, not tomorrow, not forever. If you look at this now, you see these folks you are seeing on the screen. These are the gladiators of the ADC. Atiku, El-Rufai, Rotimi Amechi. Now P.O. go and join them. If P.O. think in his widest dream that these people will vote him, if he has to go into primary head-to-head with an Atiku, now him be say true, he don't know what in they talk. That means he got the advice from a madman. Because he's popular saying, that's one of his saying, I got the advice from a madman. So, I'm just being honest here. As an obedient, there is no way, if P.O. want to like really shock me and disappoint me, let him just come and tell again, we have to go into the primary, this is an election, I'm going to contest the primary against Atiku Abubakar. Lie. Unless they just want to like run it in a way where we say maybe after the primary, Atiku will win, then Atiku will say, well, because of the love I have for Nigerian, I think I want to give this presidential ticket to Peter Obi. Then APC is in trouble. But if P.O. thinks, say, he will go head-to-head with Atiku, with his philosophy of she we know they give.
Atiku that has a record. No, Atiku has a record of buying delegates, allegedly. He has that record over and over. Allegedly.
I don't see it.
What I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't see it. In fact, if P.O. calculation was to go and join Atiku, to go and contest against Atiku in Atiku's own party, that would be a miscalculation. That means he would have been better off teaming up with Tinubu than Atiku. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Hopefully, we will continue to monitor what's going on in the political terrain, and we will update our community as it's everything unravels anyway, because I'm just trying to see where this politics will end this time around. But Uncle Dayo, thank you for being my co-host again. I always enjoy co-hosting with you. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I think we have done how many political roundtable now? Like 3 in a row. So we might do some social. Let's do hangout with Beno tomorrow. Either hangout with Beno or UB story, so that our sisters can fully participate. Because the sisters, you know how women they be. I know like.
But some of them love politics, so Uncle Beno.
But
some of them love politics. So.
I know they to get too much vibe in politics like when we are treating social issues. And right now we have a lot going on, especially with all these pastors and reverends that are moving mad.
Uncle Ben, those things are so emotional. I must not lie to you. Those pastor stuff, they are just too emotional because what is happening is like, could this be real? And unfortunately, they are real. They are real. That's why it's so emotional.
We're gonna come tomorrow. Let's just see how we can advise people who are suffering from the damages these pastors and papagios have caused them. And I'm serious about this. They shared the video at the backstage today. I click on it. It was a video of a pastor in, I think that happened in Minnesota, where a lady actually publicly accused the pastor of defiling her at the age of 16. This one now in Yimbo. Now Yimbo.
I saw it.
So this madness is getting out of hand. And there's a guy who was on Anti-Adonis show who also narrated his experience in the hands of a priest. I look at the picture of those priests, those are beasts. Look at their eyes. You can tell they are covering something up. Although I've said to myself, I don't want to dabble into anything Catholic. There's a reason I don't want to do that. You know, the Catholic Church is a very powerful church. They have branches everywhere and they have worshippers everywhere. And I don't think they really appreciate people talking about the mess in the church. So, but tomorrow we'll do a show where we can just advise people, because when I listen to that guy's story and I listen to the story of all the ladies that have been molested one way or the other by the so-called men of God, the common denominator I saw is pain. These people are dealing with internalized pain, trauma. It's like they can never, ever get rid of that feeling. And to make matter worse, imagine seeing somebody who abused you standing on the altar every Sunday preaching. Budayo, you get
Uncle Beno, see, Uncle Beno, if you remember, I did the prediction. I said that this year God's going to unveil so many things that's going on in His church. Now we are just about 5 days into the new year, and I'm already getting tired of all these revelations.
Honestly,
and I wonder, and God said that He's going to unveil so many things that's happening in His church. We've not even got into the first month. See all what's happening. I just pray for grace to be able to go through it, because this thing is happening, Uncle Ben. We cannot wish it away, and we cannot hide it. And then when God is bringing it out like this, we can only take a lesson from there and let our people know. Now, all this desperation by our parents, oh, let my son, let my daughter be staying in the church, be staying with the pastor to do this, they must belong to the church. Now you see the bad side of it all now. Can you see it, Uncle Ben? If this thing does not come out now, who will have known? And there are some people whose life has been altered permanently by all these dangerous acts, by all these so-called men of God. Anyway, we shall take a lesson from there.
It's traumatic. I listened to that guy who was narrating the priest experience. I listened to about 31 minutes and I just can't listen no more, because even the way the guy is talking, his body language, that guy is still dealing with that mess.
Honestly, his life has been impacted negatively by the whole experience.
Look, people. Yeah, I've heard people say, "Hey, don't judge people way of life. That is who they like. That is how they like." No, let's cut the crap. We Nigerians, this bullshit is not widespread. Way back. Nigerian boys, men, we were raised to be men. I can't imagine, as I did like this now, somebody go come dig something for my poo-poo hole. Like, even the thought of it alone want to make me go crazy. Now, when I listened to that guy, and as he was telling Atiaduni the story, you can tell he remembers every details. That is what happened when people can't overcome trauma. Every last detail they remember. How do you make them heal from that? The only way you can at least give them some closure is when you punish those involved. At least they will know that in their hearts of heart, they get some judgment, some leverage. The church is so used to covering bullshit. We'll talk about this tomorrow because I'm trying to stay the heck away from it, but I just feel like it is our responsibility as people who have platform. It's not me, like the way we are at the roof farm. I think it is our responsibility to lend our voices to see maybe at least we can reduce the pain that these folks are passing through. It's not easy.
At all. It's not.
Imagine a man still telling the story of the first encounter. How did it go? And yet, I actually went to the Facebook page of the church where that priest was, and they are still happy, hyping him, still celebrating him. The worst part is, some people, some Nigerians will still turn around and still come for the guy. Hey, you want to bring down the man of God. Our father be holy. I'm so sorry. That I think I'm just too realistic for my own for my own good. Whenever I think long before now, when I finally get to understand that the people who became priests, one of their mandate is to not sleep with women. I be not be so Uncle Dayo.
Now, so they've taken an oath of celibacy.
Okay.
That's what the fathers do. They take oath of celibacy.
Yeah, I think I was like in my early 20s when I get to know that, fathers or priests, they will never sleep with women. And I shake my head. Even at that time, I don't even have much knowledge like this. But I'm like, that is not possible. Because in my early 20s, I don't sample. Yay.
We've all been there. We've all done that. Been there, done that. Uncle Ben.
In my 20, I've tasted the forbidden fruit. I've seen how it can be sweet. So when they say, if you're a father, you're a priest, they don't sleep with me. I'm like, is it possible for a man not to sample? Please, don't come for me. I'm not saying they are doing it too. I'm just saying it is way difficult to do. For somebody to say, I'm going to be celibate for my entire life, it's hard. But there are people who have the anointing, real priests, those who know what they signed up for, that they have the anointing that they will never do it. They don't even think of it. But you see those guys, especially, I'm sorry to my Igbo people, man, I know this. I heard that in East, some family, it's like a thing of pride in the East to have a priest in your family. I heard that some family, some parents will actually took their son and say, this one is going to be the priest in our family. Which makes me wonder, are you not signing this child off against their will? Because it's more or less like majority of the people who become a priest in Nigeria, somebody determined their fate. It's like their parent determined their fate. Like, hey, you go and be the priest of this family. Just the way a father would say, I want this my son to be engineer. I want this one to be doctor. I think that's how some papa and mama just be like, and you go be priest. What if that is not what they want to be? Because these stories are scary and it's messing up a lot of people's life. So anyway, join us tomorrow as we look into, I don't even know what title to give it. Maybe I should call it SES Scandal or something. But the main purpose of tomorrow's show is to at least try to bring succor to those who are affected by these randy pastors and priests. Try to see how we can advise parents to pay more attention to their children's concerns. So we are not casting pastor or priest, we are not dragging or bringing down anointing. Rather, we just want to focus on the signs that parents, family, and friends should watch out for. Because a lot of people don't even know signs of abuse if they see it. So I'll see you tomorrow. Uncle Dayo, any last words, sir?
No, sir. I think we are good for today. Thank you for having me, sir. I really appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
And I'll thank Pastor Egmont. Thank you very much, Uncle Dayo. Let me say hi to my lovely sister. Sister Yinkus. You see, Sister Yinka say,
yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Sister Yinka say, it's so bothersome. Hey, hello, Agozim. How have you been? It's been a while. Sister Yinka say, that in itself is mental abuse. Yes, so Sister Yinka. And she said, he's still very unwell about it. He's still broken. Yes, that guy looks so broken. You can tell the pain in his voice. And one thing he kept saying repeatedly was, I don't care. Anytime I tried, he say, oh, people don't do this. The guy would just say, I don't care. Let people do it. I don't care. Now, as a trained healthcare professional, when I hear people say, I don't care, it gives me concerns. Make no verse. It happens to experts, professionals a lot in my feed. When something that's supposed to bother you happens and you say, I don't care, then I care. It worries me because as human, you are supposed to be concerned, but now you really don't care. And that is not right. We're going to see tomorrow. Thank you for being here, Uncle Dayo. Thank you, everybody, for joining today's show. Real fam, I want to apologize. Make una no verse. I know say we never cover social issue. It's just that I love politics, and we have a lot of brothers and sisters who subscribe to our channel because of politics. Most importantly, our political roundtable show. So I just feel like anytime anything is trending, let us quickly bring it to our people. So make no verse. But like I said, tomorrow we are going to dive into, we'll cover a lot of social issues tomorrow because first off, I'm off tomorrow. So that means I can do as much as 4-hour shows tomorrow. So, but let's see how the spirit directs. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Remember me in your prayer. I need money. Okay. I want to become a billionaire in dollar this year. So whatever you do, pray for me. Money do billion. Okay. Sometimes I imagine, make arm robber just go rob one bank, make the thief plenty money, make they can't drive. Make the arm robber can't drive past my backyard. As they pass my backyard, make they just throw the bundle of money, throw and for my backyard. Miracle money. I'm just kidding. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay? Oh, my God. There we go.
Turn them up. We outside tonight. Oh, yeah. Everybody move your body.
From the moment that the beat drop low, see everybody start to move slow. Left leg, right leg, bend down small. When the bass enter, now there we fall. No stress, no wahala tonight. Only good vibes under city lights. If you come here with your people, then enjoyment till the morning, yeah.
Hands up high, feel this sound. Let the rhythm turn you around. When the DJ touch the control,
now your body go lose control.
Last time, DJ turn them up. Body they move, we know they stop. Hands up high, make you wine and rough. Now dance time, DJ turn them up. Dance time. DJ turn 'em up from the front to the back. Everybody pop, leg walk clean, make your shoulder drop. Now dance time, DJ turn 'em up.
Everybody fresh, sweat for body vibe correct. Sax they cry, lock drum they knock. Every step you take, now fire you drop. See the way your waistline they talk. When you whine, I'm slow time go pause. No need form, no need shy. Tonight now we own this sky.
Hands up high, feel this sound. Let the rhythm turn you around. When the DJ touch the control, now your body go lose control. Dance time, DJ turn 'em up. Body they move, we know they stop. Hands up high, make you whine and rough. Now dance time, DJ turn 'em up. Dance time, DJ turn 'em up. From the front to the back, everybody pop. Leg walk clean, make a shout out drop. Now dance time, DJ turn 'em up. Lock drum, enter. Sax make you blow. If you ready, shout, oh yeah. Oh, left, right, bend down low. Wine up fast, wine up slow. From the floor to the door, we go dance till we know.
You are watching Political Roundtable with UB. Like, subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments.